All right, welcome everybody. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much. Tonight, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Don't worry, I'm only going to show you a couple slides. Mostly, we're going to look at Teamzy itself and show you the platform. I know there's some people here who've been in the business a while. I know there's some people who are brand new. And I know there's some people who may have done Teamzy in the past and know they just need to get back into it. So welcome all. What I want to show you tonight is what an incredibly easy and streamlined DMO Teamzy is for your business, where you'll always know what to do, who to do it with, what to say, and you'll never drop anyone through the cracks. It's quite simple. And it should take you 30, 40 minutes a day and you're done. You get back to your life. Pretty cool. So just to introduce myself, again, my name is Eric Johnson. I'm the creator and CEO of Teamzy. I've been a professional consultant and business coach for over 21 years, teaching people how to build a relationships marketing-based business. That's a lot, right? Relationship marketing is a system of building relationships intentionally, right? And your business grows that way. And we built Teamzy to help you do that in the business. My story is, here's a shot of the family. I really need to update this picture because everyone has grown, but they're so cute in this picture. Maybe I'll keep this one. But I've got an amazing family. And for many years, I worked for a large consulting coaching company full-time. And what I realized was my kids were growing up and I was really missing it. And I know there's got to be somebody on this call who relates to that. But, I would leave in the morning for work. My kids would be in their pajamas. I'd kiss them goodbye. And when I came home in the evening from work, they'd be back in their pajamas ready for bed. And I felt like I was just missing all of it. I was constantly working, traveling. I loved what I did, but I didn't want to miss out on my family. So to me, the direct sales opportunity, an opportunity like Juice Plus, was a no-brainer because it was something that could give me that freedom and flexibility of time, and also help me build financial freedom so that I could be home and really enjoy my family. So I started working on a little side hustle. Now, here's the challenge that I had, and maybe you guys can relate to this. As somebody with 4 kids, an amazing wife, a full-time job, when am I going to build the business? I mean, who has more time? And so I really struggled with making sure that the little bit of time I had to build my business was very leveraged and efficient. And I realized that I needed a tool to help me build it, help me do this efficiently. And when I looked around, I realized there just weren't any tools out there. Hold on, I'm going to let Chelsea in real quick. There she is. There just weren't any tools out there. And so long story short, I built it. So, well, I shouldn't say I built it. Smarter people than me built it for me. Is that a fair thing to say? Yeah. Okay. I drew it on a piece of paper. So that's all the credit I get to take. So I built it so that it would help me build my business, and quickly found that it helped many others build their business. And just in about 7 years, we've had more than 175,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is very humbling and amazing. And I also want to let you guys know that Juice Plus partners who are using Teamzy, they've been averaging 18 new customers and 12 recruits over 90 days. So there's been tremendous results for the people who are consistently using this system. You notice that keyword I just used? Consistently. Consistently. All right. So that's where we want to get you guys to, consistently. 30 minutes, 40 minutes a day, 5 days a week, right? Something you could all do. Also, just want to let you all know that we have a special relationship with Juice Plus. We're very honored to have received the endorsement of corporate as a system that they believe is great for you. We've had a wonderful partnership for many years now with the Juice Plus organization. And so there is a special rate for Teamzy. If you're not aware, it's more than a third off of our regular price. So the monthly subscription to Teamzy is way less than $1 a day to take care of your DMO and have everything organized and managed for your business. Okay, so just let you know that at the outset. And you also have an opportunity to try it out for free. So you go to teamzy.com/JP. It's right there on the screen, and you can start a free trial, no strings attached. You can play with it, learn about it. Sound good? And I also have to let you guys know that I'm also a happy customer. Love what you guys do, and I have had a lot of fun with my towers. Though I have to say, this picture, the tower is exceedingly beautiful. Right now, it's not as pretty as that. But I have 2 towers right now. This year, I tried something different. They're wholly 100% dedicated to growing strawberries. And we grow strawberries year-round here in San Diego. So the plants went kind of dormant. They turned brown. They created a bunch of runners. And I just noticed today that I've got about 20 little green strawberries growing. So I'll keep you guys posted, let you know how they come out. But it's pretty cool. Okay. I will say this. I can't tell you that the strawberries in the tower actually taste better than the strawberries in the dirt. But I can tell you this. They're never dirty. They're never dirty. Okay. So let's jump into Teamzy. Enough intro. Where is it? Okay, here's Teamzy. All right, actually, I'm going to back up one thing because I know there's some people here who've never seen Teamzy, correct? Okay, let me go to the setup wizard. Hold on one second. So when you first log into your free trial for the very first time, this is what you'll see. Okay, so I'm showing you the exact screens as they are. There's a little video from me, which we'll skip. I get this to scroll. There it is. Okay, great. Where we're going to start is this page. We're going to set your income goal. Now, this is one of the things that really makes Teamzy unique is you tell it how much you'd like to earn. It tells you how much work you need to do because this is a system. It's a system. Okay. We've helped hundreds of thousands of people work the system. So we can, with pretty good accuracy, predict the amount of work you need to do to get the results you want. Does that make sense? So you can see I've got my goal set to be $150,000 a year. And if I scroll this up, I can go bigger. And if I scroll it down, I can go smaller. It's up to you. You set your goal, right? This goal is going to be for 12 months from now. Okay. So you set it where you want to go. Now I'm going to put it back to 150 because that was my actual goal. That was the number I needed to be home full-time with my family. How many of you guys have a goal like that? So that was my goal that I was working towards. Now check this out. At $150,000 a year goal, Teamzy's telling me what I need to do each day. I need to connect to 9 prospects, 6 of my customers, and 4 of my partners. Okay. So I'm going to show you how we do that. And by connect, I just mean sending somebody a DM or a text. Yes, if I have a coffee with you or we have lunch, I'll log that as a connect too. Any interaction with another person is a connect. But typically, we're just going to message people, okay? Because that's the way people prefer to be communicated with. Also, if you guys look at these goals, it's 9 plus 6 plus 4, 19. Wow, do you see how quick I did? Do we have any school teachers? I did that pretty quick, didn't I? Yeah, that's 19 connects. That'll take me about 20 minutes. Okay, that'll take me about 20 minutes. I'll show you guys how we do that. If you are brand new, let me see hands if anyone's brand new. You're not going to have partners or customers yet. So you in this situation would do 19 on prospects. Okay, 19 on prospects. Okay, let's just keep moving. Couple things too that make this very easy to get started working right away is you can sync your Facebook friends up with one click. So you can get that whole list imported and start connecting with them, and you immediately have a list of people to connect with, which is really cool. You can also get contacts from any other source. There's instructions in our help center on how to get them from different social media apps, from your phone contacts, your Gmail, whatever. But what you want to do is get all your contacts into Teamzy. There's a reason for that. And that's because Teamzy is going to systematically help you connect with all those people, and nobody's ever going to fall through the cracks. Okay. All right. So let's get this launched. So we're back to where we were. Here's the Teamzy dashboard. This is the custom Juice Plus version of the Teamzy dashboard. So it's pretty cool. A couple things I'll show you. You know, over here on the left, you can track with your rank. As you rank up, you can change this, right? As you keep going, which is pretty cool. Right here where it says today's activities, these are the goals for today. And this is based on the goal that you told Teamzy for the year. So you can see there are those targets again, 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 partners. You'll notice there's big zeros inside these circles because we haven't done any work yet. I'll show you how we move those in a second. I've also got, and by the way, these are goals for connects. You can see connects, prospects, connects customers, connects partners. The goal of a connect is just simply to make somebody's day. Okay, it's to make somebody's day. This is really important. You guys who are brand new here today, I want you guys to know something really important. To be successful in this business, you do not need to be a cheesy salesperson. Can I get an amen for that? Yes, you don't need to be a cheesy salesperson. That doesn't work anyways, right? The whole concept of like, oh my gosh, we're just gonna offer it to everybody until someone says yes. That doesn't make sense, because rational, normal people say no because they feel like you're coming at them with something. Does this make sense? And even though it may be exactly what they need, they don't know that yet. So we start by making their day. Listen, we just want to say hi. How you been? How was your Thanksgiving? And when we make people's day, not only does it feel good for us and them, but it starts conversations, right? And that's the goal. We want to start lots of conversations, and I will help you guys tonight. We'll talk a little bit on how to transition those, but that's the goal, is that you want to start lots of conversations. So we start by making people's day. So I've got a goal to make 9 prospects day, 6 customers day, 4 partners day. Again, if you're new, you would do 19 prospects because you don't have any of these yet. Now I've also got a goal to do shares. A share, now that's when I'm sharing the business opportunity with somebody, or I'm sharing a product solution with somebody, right? My goal is to just do a few of those a day, because I'm not going to do it on every conversation. It's not appropriate. We need to have a conversation. We need to build rapport. We need to connect. We need to deepen a relationship. Sometimes you might have 5 conversations with someone before you share. Okay? Because again, they're not interested in the business opportunity if they don't know they need it, if they don't know they need it, if they don't know. Does this make sense? So you have to uncover that through getting to know somebody and really investing in that relationship. So I've got a goal, though, to share every day. And as you guys get going using Teamzy regularly, you're going to be starting conversations every day, and you're always going to have some opportunities to share. Okay. I've also got a goal to add. That's adding new people to Teamzy. It's adding new people to Teamzy. I actually had a conversation today with a business owner that I work with, and he was saying, I said, how many people are in your Teamzy? He says 500 people. I said, why do you only have 500 people in your Teamzy? He goes, well, that's how many people I know. I said, okay, open up your phone right now, go to contacts and go to the list page. What's the number say? He says 2,982. I go, so you only know 500 people, but you have 2,982 phone numbers in your phone? Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Those are relationships. Those are people to talk to. And here's the thing. We're not looking at those 2,982 people in his case as, oh my gosh, are they going to do Juice Plus today? No, we're looking at them as human beings that we have a relationship with, that we should stay in touch with. Are you with me? Okay. So let me show you how this works. We've talked about the activities. These are just for today. This is an important concept. You've got to focus on today because it's the only one we've got. True? How many of you would like to have a business that is big? Okay, good. If you want a business that's big, you need to have a focus that's small. Okay, you need to have a focus that's small. That's why we focused you in on just what you need to do in your DMO today. Okay, that's it. And if you miss today for whatever reason, life happens, when you log in tomorrow, guess what? You don't have to do yesterday and today. You just have to do today. Does it make sense? Yesterday's gone. Just today. We want you just focusing on today. There's a lot of grace, mercy, and forgiveness in this. Just focus on today. Focus on today. When you can log in, do today's DMO. It's going to be in front of you what you need to do today. Now, let me just show you how this works. You got all your contacts in here. In my case, I got my contacts from back office. I've got my Facebook friends in here, my phone contacts, my Gmail. I've got everybody in here. Okay. They're all in here. And then what we do is we rate them on a 5-star scale. You guys get that? 5 stars. It's easy. 5 stars is awesome. 1 star, much less awesome. Right? Okay. So the stars are not what we think the person is. The star is how great a relationship we have with them. So 5-star people are going to be your closest relationships. Okay. And they're going to come up first on the list, which I'm going to show you in a second. Then come 4 stars, then 3, then 2. Make sense? Okay. Now, the amount of stars you give somebody, and it's I just want to clarify something on 5 stars. 5 stars are going to come up on your list every 30 days. So they need to be close friends. If you message me every single 30 days and we're not close, it's going to be weird. Does that make sense? I always say this, if you wouldn't toss your keys to somebody on your 5-star list, if they said, can I borrow your car for an hour, and you wouldn't toss your keys, they're probably not 5 stars. Right? Okay. So 5 stars come back every 30 days. 4 stars come back in 60 days. Those are going to be your close relationships or your 4-star people, but not your closest inner circle, right? Your 3 stars are going to be most of your relationship are 3 stars. Those are your acquaintances. Make sense? There's those people you'll talk to every 3 months. And then 2 stars, a little bit cooler, they're 100 every 4 months. Okay, every 4 months, every 120 days to be specific, they come back. Okay. And then 1-star people, you have them in Teamzy, you can look them up, but they're not going to show up on your list. They're kind of in cold storage, right? The 1-star. If you move somebody to 1 star, it's because you don't really want to talk to them much. Okay. Now that you guys understand that, let me show you how cool this is. The section that's called Power Hour, right? This is your daily DMO, and it is so simple. You do not need to think or plan. You just show up and follow the prompts. So what this does is the Power Hour will give you 4 lists. You've got your prospects, your customers, your partners, and your follow-ups. Okay. The left side will show you the names of who's up next. These are the people you're going to reach out to next. Over here on the right, you're going to log the message that you sent so it's tracked in Teamzy. Not only is it tracked, so you always have a record of every time you connect with somebody, but every time you track it, it's going to reset the clock on that person. So you can see I've got Josephine, that's Kemunto. She introduced herself to me as Josephine. That's how she is in my Teamzy. So she's up next. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to message her. And my goal, again, is just to make her day. Okay. And by doing that, she's going to respond. By the way, she always is so wonderful, isn't she? How many of you guys know her personally? Okay. Just really quick. Let me just hold on a second. I'm going to stop the share and look at your face. Are your cameras on? Turn your cameras on really quick, you guys. This is just a little inside thing. I just need to ask you. All right. How many of you, let me see your hands if you know her really well. Okay. Kemunto, don't listen to this part. Is she ever not smiling and happy? Do you ever see her get mad at somebody in traffic or something? And
always happy.
Always happy, isn't she? Is she really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Just checking, because that's how I see her. But I don't
You
see
can
her in
ask
person.
my children, Eric.
I mean, I see her at a Juice Plus conference every once in a while, and she's still happy, but there's lots of life in between. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to go off on that tangent, but I was just really curious about that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to message her. In her case, I know I'm going to get a great response. If you're not sure what to say in a quick message to make somebody's day, I have put over 100 of my best scripts in Teamzy for you to use. Okay. You can also create your own scripts and save them so they're here for you to use. But let me just show you how this works. See where it says scripts right here? I'm going to click on that, and it's going to give me a lot of choices. So it just depends on how you're connecting with somebody. There's different scripts. I'm going to send her a Facebook message, so I'll pick the first one. I love using Messenger to connect with people because they respond really well. Just letting you guys know, right? Okay, so there's a bunch of choices here, and I'll just pick the first one off the list. It's got this really crafty title called Connect One. I try to keep things simple. So it says, "Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome." Okay, super simple, you guys. This is just to make someone's day script. So you can copy that. You can go send it. I like to paste it in Teamzy so that I can do the editing here and not accidentally mess up the name and stuff. It's always nice to put somebody's first name in the message when you're starting a chat with them so they know it's for them and it's not some generic project broadcast type text, right? Which is great for sharing information, but not for connecting with people. So look, I've got this just the way I want it. I actually just copied it so I can go over to Facebook and send it to her, okay? And so I'll look her up on Facebook. There she is, great. We'll paste that in. So you guys see how easy this is? There's the message. I'm just gonna send it to her. Now it's fired off. So right over here on another tab, I have my Teamzy open still, a toggle back. and I'm going to log that as a Facebook message. Now look right up here at the prospect circle when I click on this log connect button. So you can see now I've got one done, and that circle's starting to fill in. Okay. Now the next person on my list is Cindy. I would go send Cindy the same message. It's still on my clipboard. I would just change the name. Okay. There's the name. I always tease her. I'm like, who has 2 capital letters in their name? Well, one person who does is Cindy. Okay. So same thing. I would go send Cindy the message. And as I log it here in Teamzy, here we go. Boom. Now it's that circle is filling in. Do you guys see that filling in? So when this circle fills in all the way blue, that's your visual cue that you're done reaching out to prospects today. And as far as DML goes, you move over to the next list. Now, every time you message somebody, that list slides up for you. You notice there's only 5 people at a time. And that is because we don't want you to get too overwhelmed. Okay. So you're just going to see 5 at a time on this power hour list, and that's okay. So as we keep connecting with prospects, that circle will fill in blue. Then I'll toggle over to my customers. Okay. First person on my list is Jennifer, and I will do the same thing. I will try to make Jennifer's day. Now, if I go to scripts, Teamzy knows that I'm talking to a customer, so the scripts are a little bit different. So there's some great scripts here. I love this one. Just congratulations on great results. She says, Jane, you're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on, right? Are you guys doing a shred 10 anytime soon? You should be. This is the time of year to do that one. Let me tell you. Okay. You know, but
There's
I just
always
love,
a shred 10 going on.
there's always one going on. Yeah. I love this one. This is a great one for connecting with customers. It just says, hi, John, how are you enjoying the products? Please send me an update. Let me know it can be of help. Now you take out the words, the products, please, for the love of the Lord, and put in what it is. How are you enjoying your tower garden? How are you enjoying your, right? So be specific. Don't leave the sample, the products in there, but it's a great way to reconnect with customer you haven't talked to in a while. My favorite one though, of course, for checking in with a customer, you can also use this one with your team partners, is this one. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. By the way, if they're not named Jane, you need to change the name. Okay, just so you know. Jane is my avatar. Have you guys ever heard of a marketing avatar? Yeah. So I have, Teamzy has 2 avatars. We have Jane and Sarah. By the way, those are the same avatars you guys are looking for, because Jane is building her business, and Sarah has already built a team. So those are your people too, right? Okay. So you would change the name to Jennifer in this case. We'll go send it to her. I won't actually send it to Jennifer. These are real people. I don't want to bug them, but you get the idea. So as I'm connecting with my customers, that pink circle is filling in. Now, just really quick before I move to the next one, let me just highlight why this is so important. How many of you have been in business a while and you've got a nice list of current or previous customers? So those people are incredible because they have trusted you enough to purchase with you. Does this make sense? So a customer, even one that canceled 3 years ago, is a much better prospect for you than somebody you haven't met yet. And you guys need to keep that in mind. Also, you guys know people love Juice Plus. People don't cancel Juice Plus because they don't like it. They cancel Juice Plus because they have too much on hand. They want to, or this month money's tight, so I cancel it. They almost, I would say they always have the intention of coming back. So we need to stay in touch. We need to stay in touch. Here's what happens when you're in regular contact with your customers. Statistically, they order more product and they retain longer. Just by checking in. Anything I do to make your day? How have you been? Do you have a good Thanksgiving? Just checking in with people. They're going to add to their order. They're going to add to their order. You'd be amazed. You'll hear them say, Nalani, I love my quad. Do you think I should be getting those? Should I be adding anything to my order besides this quad? I mean, this is great. There's probably other great products. What else should I be adding to my order?
Have you considered the tower garden?
Oh, well, what's that? So the thing is as we're talking to people, they're going to add to their order, right? I saw something about on your Facebook feed last week about some omegas. You guys do omegas? Should I be doing the omegas? So these conversations happen only when you're reaching out. Checking in, they're going to add more to their order, they're going to retain longer. The other thing is, I always think of it like this, I'm 50 years old. My parents, my mom's in her 80s, my dad's in his 90s. Right? How many of you know people who have elderly parents or children? We go either way, or grandchildren, and all of them need Juice Plus, right? So just keep in mind, if you're in regular contact, they order more, they retain longer. Not every single one, but statistically overall, they will. The other thing that happens is customers become the best partners. Would you guys agree? They become the best partners. And so when you have a customer who loves what they're doing, they will think, and you're in touch, you can always ask them the question, have you ever thought of doing what I do? I will tell you guys this, I'll be completely honest with you. I bought the Tower Garden because we had just got this great partnership with Juice Plus. And I said, if I'm going to be helping these people, I need to try their products. I got the Tower Garden. I set it up. I thought it was really neat. I set it up. And I did it because of the partnership with Juice Plus. It was to support the brand. But guess what happened? Every single person who comes to my house wants to know what that thing is. What is that thing? How does that thing work? It really is a self-selling machine. If somebody buys a Tower Garden and has house guests, they should probably be a distributor, right? So just keeping in mind that we want to talk to those people, we want to stay in touch, we want to offer them that opportunity. Okay. And of course, they want to introduce friends and family to the business because they love what's going on. We got to be in touch with our customers. When you've done your connects to your customers, that circle will turn pink. Then you're going to go to your team members and we're going to reach out to them to make their day too. Now, this is really important because you guys work hard to bring people onto your team. And when people quit the business, it's heartbreaking for you and for them. And there's going to be times where people want to quit. That's just life. In my boot camp, we talk about how every 90 days, every human being, every 90 days hits a quitting point in their life. It's like a 90-day cycle for something. Okay. Well, they're called quitting points. In the coaching business, we call them quitting points. Good coach helps you persist through quitting points. That's how people who are high achievers are able to persist through quitting points. That's the only difference. They still feel them and experience them. And this could be a quit for something like, just like, okay, well, yeah, great. I'm working out 5 days a week and all of a sudden something happens and now I'm not. Right. And it's not just because people lose their motivation. It's just like things in our life happen. There's a wedding, there's a graduation, there's an illness, right? Different things happen. So just understanding that there are quitting points in people's lives that are natural, that are going to constantly come up. And when they're looking at their life and they're looking at priorities, sometimes they'll say, okay, I'll put my business on the back burner for now. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. What makes people successful in this business is when they persist through those quitting points. What keeps people stuck to the business is the relationship they build with their team. 100%. People hang around and want to be part of Juice Plus because of you, because of your relationship, because of the team's relationship with them. Does it make sense? So we want to be intentional about staying in touch with our team, especially as you build a bigger and bigger team. So this is why we're going to have your team in here. They're going to come up. You're going to be reminded to reach out one-on-one and connect. And this is the magic. And I didn't take a lot of time to talk about this concept when we started the call tonight, but Teamzy is based around the magic that it's a personal connection with time invested in one person that moves the needle on a relationship. So what we've done is we've systemized that so you can do it quickly and efficiently, but you're still connecting one-on-one with people, making that deep impact. So now we've gone through, we've messaged our prospects, our customers, our partners. Whoever's up next, we send them a message. Our circles are closed. We're done. Now I got to go to my fourth list, which is follow-ups. Now, the follow-ups list, I want you guys to think of it like this. The follow-ups list is your pipeline. Have you guys ever heard that term for sales? It's the pipeline. These are the people who are interested in Juice Plus. Okay. Typically, they're people you've already shared with. So that's when you've talked to them about the opportunity or some products. Okay. So you've already had that. The conversation's already moved to where you've done a share. Then they go on your follow-ups list. The follow-ups list is where you become a pro. This is where your professional hat comes on. So when I'm talking to you on the connect lists, whether prospects, customers, partners, it's light, it's fun, it's friendly. We're catching up. How was your holiday? What did you guys do? How are your kids? What's happening with you? Tell me what's going on in your life. Just being a human being, right? And then when you're on the follow-ups list, you're following up professionally. This is that you showing them that you're a business owner who's serving them. Does it make sense? When you have a follow-up due, you'll see a notification. See that little red circle there? It means I have one due. Now, let me just show you. Let me just give you guys a quick hypothetical on this, and then I'm going to do some Q&A. Rather than me show you everything, we'll do a little Q&A. So I messaged Kemunto, and she, of course, responded with some wonderfully sweet response. I'm just looking. Oh, look, she did. Thanks for making my day, Eric. Make it a great one on purpose, too. Great. She responded. So what am I going to do now? Now I'm going to have a conversation, right? So I might say, did you have a great Thanksgiving? What did you do? What did you eat? What did you make? Like, just have a conversation. Just talk to somebody, right? Now, one of the things that I like to say is when you are talking to somebody through messaging, don't treat it any differently than if you were talking to them in person. Okay. There's not a mystery to it. The only thing is the timing is slower. So in other words, it doesn't all happen at once. It happens over time because we message in between our life, right? So one of the phrases that I love to use, and I teach this in my boot camps, but I'm going to give it to you guys, is what have you been up to? What have you been up to? Send me an update. So those two sentences together. What have you been up to? Send me an update. That is such a magic phrase because it opens people up to just give you a little download on what's going on in their life. And they usually respond well to it. And there's a lot to talk about once they've done that. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I've used Nalani as my guinea pig because she is the smiling face that's right in the center of my screen tonight. So you're going to continue to be my guinea pig. So if I run into you in the grocery store and we're chit-chatting and you give me a full update on your Thanksgiving and everything that's going on with your family, what's the thing that you're kind of expecting me to do next? It's to do the same, right? To tell you what's going on.
Absolute same, right?
Yeah.
To reciprocate, yeah.
So now what I'm going to do is, as we've talked and you've kind of given me an update, I'm going to give you one too. And so I'm just going to kind of lay this out here, you guys. And again, I know Kemunto wanted me to talk about the boot camp at the end. We spend a whole week on this concept in boot camp. But as I'm telling somebody what's going on in my life and my kids and my oldest is 24, my youngest is 7. And she's a nut. She really is a nut, but in a good way. So there's a lot to tell you about, right? But as I'm telling you this, I'm going to also always tell you about my business. Oh, did I tell you that I have a home-based business with the Juice Plus company? Have you heard of them? So it's just part of what you're doing. It is not a weird thing. It's not a salesy thing. It's like, I have a home-based business. And I don't know if I ever told you about it, but I love it so much. And then what you're going to do is you're going to tell them why you're passionate about it. Okay, so what you do and why you're passionate about it, super simple. I do, and by what you do, by the way, I always think you should say Juice Plus Company. Okay, it's not a mystery. One of the things that bothers me so much in our industry, 20 years ago, it was I'd love to have coffee with you. And then you pull out the 3-ring binder and spring the business plan on them, right? It was like the bait and switch. To the version of that today, it's the same spirit, is well, I'd love to tell you what I do, but it's kind of like it's kind of hard to describe. What I do is I activate the women's inner potential of expanding their spiritual and financial boundaries through opportunities before unknown. It's like Just tell them what it is. It's a Juice Plus company. You can Google it if you want. It's an awesome company. You know what, guys? Don't be afraid of that. Tell them what it is. How many of you seriously are irritated when people just don't get to it? Right? Like DM me if you want the name of the company. It's like, no, thanks. I got more important things to do. If you're not proud enough about what you're doing to put it out there, not for me. Let them know what you're doing and tell them why you love it. Now, each one of you has a different story. Each one of you has a different story, why you love it, why it's made an impact in your life, and tell the story. I remember one time I was coming back from the Juice Plus conference in Sacramento. Gosh, I don't even know how many years ago that was. Some of you were probably there. And we were waiting in the airport for a flight. We were trying to get an earlier flight. And so we were sitting in an airport bar. And there was a young lady next to us who had the Juice Plus, purple Juice Plus bag hanging over her chair. So we asked her, were you at the Juice Plus conference? She said, yes. And meanwhile, my business partner, Mike, and I, we're head to toe in Teamzy baseball hats, Teamzy jackets, Teamzy shirts, right? It's like not too hard to figure out who we are. And so she says, yeah, I was at Juice Plus. And she looks over and she goes, are you the Teamzy guy? Yeah, I am. I said, so what's your Juice Plus story? She goes, I don't really have one. Like, you don't really have a Juice Plus story? What's your Juice Plus story? Come on. She goes, yeah, I don't really have a Juice Plus story. And I go, well, why are you here? Like, why do you use Juice Plus? She goes, oh, my neighbor always used Juice Plus. I go, and? She goes, well, it's not really my story, but my son has been really basically sick his whole life. He's always sick. And, he gets a cold, and the next thing you know, he's in the hospital with pneumonia. She goes, he's been hospitalized 4 or 5 times a year his whole life. I said, how old is he? She's like, well, he's 11 now. I said, oh. I said, so what's his Juice Plus story? She goes, well, my neighbors have these kids that are never sick. And so I asked them, why are your kids never sick? And she said, I think it's Juice Plus. They've been on it since they were babies. And she said, okay, well, let me try it. And I go, and? She goes, well, he hasn't been in the hospital for 2 years. I said, and you don't have a story? She goes, I don't know. Is that a good story? Yes, it's a good story. Like, are you kidding me? And the thing is everyone's got a story. Not to say that you're going to unpack the story, but you can say like, oh my gosh, it made such a huge impact. My son was always sick and now he's not. I just love this company. It could just be a little thing like that, right? But you want to tell people what you're doing and why you're passionate about it. Okay. In my particular side hustle, I was doing a weight loss thing and I lost a lot of weight. So I said, help me lose 60 pounds. And now I'm paying it forward. And it's so rewarding to help other people do the same, just whatever it is. But you want to tell people what it is you do and why you're passionate about it. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to be excited for you. Good for you. Oh, that's great. Glad you found something you love, which is the best place to have somebody emotionally when you're telling them about your business for the first time. Does that make sense? How many of you have told people about the business and they weren't very supportive? And that's because usually they felt like you wanted them to be recruited right then and there. Does that make sense? And so my analogy to this is, my wife is the most incredible blessing to me. I thank the Lord for her every day. But she did not immediately think I was going to be her husband. Let me just put it like that. Like, I had to work at this. I had to be persistent. I had to try to figure out how to sweep her off her feet. She was not going to go down without a fight. And this is what I want you guys to understand. It's about building a relationship and earning trust. Now, if somebody walks into a room and walks up to somebody that they think is attractive and says, marry me, what's the response going to be? Right? It's not going to be good. And if they say yes, they're probably not who you want. Right? But we do our business that way. We walk into rooms and say, marry me. Let me show you my opportunity. You got to try these products. It's like, wait a second, buddy. I didn't even get a hello yet, right? Buy me dinner first. So we want to build the relationship and build the trust first. Make sense? Okay. So I'm going to tell her, this is what I do. This is why why I'm passionate about it. She's going to say, oh my gosh, that's so good. I'm so glad you found something. She might be thinking, oh my gosh, I hope he doesn't try to recruit me right now. Right. So what I like to do is just plant the seed like this. You know, if you'd ever like to learn more about it, just let me know. I'd be happy to get you some more info. Okay. Great. Thanks, Eric. I'll do that. That is a hugely successful conversation, because guess what? She's going to come back up in a couple of months on my Teamzy, and I'm going to check in on her again. And in the meantime, guess what she did? She went through all my social media. She went through my website. She's curious now, right? I found something I love that makes her curious. Now, some people are going to go, yeah, send me information. I'd like to know more. Okay. And so this is an example. If somebody does want to know more, by the way, I don't believe you should ever send somebody information. Can I just say that out loud? Is that okay? Are you guys with me on that? Have a conversation. So yeah, I'll get you some more information. When do you want to talk? You want to get on a call? You want to get on Zoom? You want to have coffee? What's easier for you? Get them in a conversation, because you want to talk to them about what they need, not what you have. Make sense? So I'm going to jump back into Teamzy now that we've had this little chat. And you got to imagine now that she and I have had maybe a Zoom call where we've talked, and I've listened, I've asked questions, found out what she needs, what she's looking for. And then I was able to share the appropriate thing, the appropriate product solution for her needs, or maybe the business opportunity. And let me show you how I would log in Teamzy. I would come back to Teamzy. She's no longer on my dashboard. So I'm going to look her up in the little lookup bar. Okay. And I'm going to find her record. And I'm going to log that I had this conversation. Let's say it was Zoom. So I'll log it as a video chat. I'm going to put all the notes from our Zoom in here. And then on the bottom left, I'm going to click on share. Do you see that? And let's say it was a product share. So I'll click on products. Okay, great. As soon as I set that up as a share, it immediately set a follow-up for her, put her on my follow-ups list. It defaults to 2 days, but you can click on that and change it to any date you want. I'm going to make it tomorrow. And then when you log it, you can see everything is on her record, like the message I sent before. The share is there. What did I share? It says right there, the products. I shared products, and I have a follow-up set. Now, if I go to my dashboard, you can see that share is logged up here. Do you guys see that? That's how you log a share. Now, if I go to my follow-ups list, you can see due tomorrow. There she is. I've got a follow-up due with her tomorrow. Okay. Simple. Now, here's how this works. She and I had a great conversation. She's like, I'm definitely loving this. I'm going to sign up. I can't wait to join your team. I'm going to be your #1 person, Eric. This is going to be great. How many of you guys have had a conversation like that with somebody? And they're like, awesome. And then you log into your back office next day. She's not there. She didn't do it. I thought she was going to do it. I'll let you in on a little secret. 80% of people are not going to do it, even when they say they're going to. But that's okay. We know this going into it. We need to follow up with these people. So I always say, when she says, yeah, I'm going to do it, I say, okay, perfect. Here's how you get signed up. I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Okay. So then I put her on that follow-ups list. So tomorrow, when that follow-up is due, I'm going to send her a follow-up message, because I know she didn't do anything. I mean, unless she's just an amazing unicorn, and that does happen, but a lot of times they don't. So I'm going to go to my scripts, and let me just show you how easy this you guys. Now you're looking for a script called follow-up, and I have 10 in here numbered. Follow-up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. You send them in order. After you send follow-up 1, you send follow-up 2, and so on. This is so easy. You cannot mess this up. Your new person you recruit tomorrow cannot mess this up. Follow-up number 1, it reads like this. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay. It's all about her. That's the most important thing. So look, I'm going to copy that script. Now I'm going to send her this follow-up. Giving you a new nickname. Okay, so this is ready to go. Now I'm just going to toggle over here. We're going to send her this follow-up. Okay. There it is. Follow-up is sent. toggle back. And when I log it in Teamzy, it's going to ask me, did that check off the follow-up you had scheduled? So yes, add another follow-up. Always add another follow-up and just set it for whenever, like let's say I'll follow up again on Monday. Okay, great. Follow up again on Monday. Leave myself a note about the next follow-up. My note is FU2. By the way, that means follow-up number 2 in my shorthand. Just clarifying. Okay. Told you guys there's not going to be any cussing on this. So there it is. So now she's due again on Monday. When she comes up on Monday and she's due, I'm going to go to my scripts and I'm going to get follow-up number 2. Hi, Kemunto. Just making sure you got my message. Checking to see if you have any questions. Boom, sent. Okay. Then a few days later, I might send her number 3. Hi, I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. So here's what we're going to do. You guys need to know this. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay, 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. So your DMO is like this. You start conversations every day. Okay, Teamzy is going to tell you who to do it with. It's going to give you scripts to get them started. So you start conversations every day. Now you're going to be continuing those conversations. So on Tuesday, you'll be continuing conversations with people you messaged on Monday. Okay, and you'll be starting new conversations. On Wednesday, you'll be continuing to chat with people from Monday and Tuesday, and you'll start new conversations. Does this make sense? Okay, so those conversations will have a couple things they can do. One is they will fizzle out quickly, okay, which is fine. They fizzle out, like, great to hear from you, fizzles out, you can't engage them in more conversation, no big deal. They cycle back in a month or 2, 3, depending on their rank. Okay. Over time, they get warmer and you have better conversations. Some conversations will be great and they will lead to a share. Some won't. Are you with me? This is why we start a bunch every day. We start a bunch of conversations every day, but every conversation will have a positive impact on that relationship. So you're starting conversations, boom, starting conversations, continuing conversations toward a share. And after about 5 or 6 days of doing this DMO, you're going to be sharing. You're going to have opportunities to share with people. So that's the third thing you're doing now is you're sharing. And then you're following up on those shares. So people get on that follow-ups list. You keep them on that follow-ups list. You just keep sending those follow-up messages over time until they get re-engaged. And what you will find is that you will see consistent result every month. Every month, people are joining. Every month, new customers are coming. Every month, former customers are coming back. And it's just consistent DMO, consistent results. I like to say you get a predictable stream of results, which is how we can kind of predict the goals. Does this all make sense? Okay, so I've talked enough. I do want to let you guys ask me questions. So go ahead and feel free to ask anything. I see Donna asked a question in the chat. Can returning Teamzy members get the same $19.95 a month deal? How much is the annual fee now? Is it also discounted? Okay, the answer is yes. And Donna, if you were Juice Plus when you were last year, and I believe you were, it'll already be set up for you when you come back at that rate. The annual rate for Juice Plus is $198, so it's $100 off a year. It's usually $299.88, and it's $198 even for Juice Plus partners for the year. So it's a great deal. Yep, and it being December, just about. Those of you guys who need extra write-offs, it's a good thing to do to order it in December, so you get it right at the end of the year and you write it off your taxes. Any other questions could pop up? I want you guys to feel free to unmute your microphones and ask away.
Eric, this is not related to everything that you just covered. This is a question that perhaps in the future, have you considered doing any kind of automation at all? And I don't mean, spammy automation, everybody gets the same thing and, they recognize it. But I've seen where messages can be sent with Facebook compliance that seems as though like a human sent it. Is that in any time in the future being considered?
It's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. And there's a reason why the answer to that is probably going to be no. One is the whole point of Teamzy is to help you build a relationship with these people, right? And to build a relationship, it's got to be a personal investment of time. And people can tell. I believe people can tell if it's real or not. Now, there are things you can do, I mean, you send a script and they respond, but then, it's you. The other thing is those types of like AI generated responses on Facebook, those only work through a business page, not through a personal page.
No, I don't even mean AI. No, please, no.
Well, I mean, like because for example, we have many chat on Facebook for Teamzy. So when you sign up for a Teamzy free trial, you can say yes, send me Facebook messages, and you will get an automated track of messages through Facebook Messenger from our Facebook Teamzy page. And if you ask it a question, it'll know based on the question, it'll ask you what you want and it'll give you different answers. It's all pre-programmed, right? But that
Is that
is
already, I'm sorry, is that already in, because I'm on Teamzy. I was years ago and then I came back. I just came back.
no,
So is
no,
that on Teamzy?
just to clarify, Teamzy, the company, we use that for our new customers, but that is something that is done only through our business page. We can't message you through, I can't automate a message to you from my personal Facebook page.
Right.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, there's those types of services they're not the same as relationship building. I know a lot of you use Project Broadcast, right? Maybe some of you on this call use Project Broadcast. Project Broadcast is a broadcast. It's not a conversation.
Right.
But if I need to tell the whole team that we have a call with Eric from Teamzy tonight, like that's a good way to do it.
Right.
But that's not deepening a relationship with anyone. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So it's just understanding the different approaches and what we use them for.
So for the broadcasting, something like Project Broadcast, where you can like get a mass message out, something that's like time sensitive and, and it's like you want all your customers to know, all of your partners need to know about this particular thing or that kind of thing. But definitely the Teamzy, I like the personal connections with. The key, as you said, is consistency.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Well,
But
see,
I really liked how it keeps you on track when it has everything laid out, so you can just basically like check the boxes, your prospects, your customers, your partners. And I like how it's so, the dashboard is just so the visible, everything's just right in front of you and you can at a glance kind of know where you're at.
Yeah.
And and have it on your phone and you don't skip a beat with what's on your computer and stuff. So I really like it a lot.
Awesome. Yeah. We wanted to make it easy. One of the things that, I'll just tell you guys, some of you guys know my story. I did Beachbody for a while. And then when Teamzy took off, Beachbody compliance said, you got to choose one or the other. I said, well, I got to choose the one that's taken off like a rocket. So we ended up building Teamzy for different networks as people said, oh, I want this too. And we got to where we're just about everywhere now. But I will tell you guys, when we were building it, because I come from a background of coaching and consulting the real estate industry and other traditional businesses outside of direct sales. And so the system that I teach you, the relationship marketing system, is one that we've employed with every kind of business model you can imagine before direct sales. But I knew that human beings were the same and it would work the same, right? And so we were looking at all these top leaders and what their systems were. Okay, because we wanted to see what their DMOs were. And just like in Juice Plus, you know, if you interview 6 of the top leaders, they all have different things they do, right? So we're following these people. And one person said, okay, so I have a spreadsheet. It's got 18 color codes, and this is the stages of the conversation, and this is what I do, and this is why I've been successful. And I'm thinking, there's nobody on the team she's going to duplicate that with. Right? How frustrating that no one will follow my system. Made me a millionaire. How come no one will follow my system? Well, people are different, right? And so as we went through and studied what they were doing, the systems were always too hard to duplicate. They were one-off systems that a person made for themselves. And what they did do in common successfully was they connected with lots of people. They followed up with people. And so what we tried to do with Teamzy, and for those of you guys listening that are new to this, we tried to make it so easy. You cannot screw it up. And we tried to make it easy to teach or duplicate with somebody else. In many cases, you don't even have to teach. You just have them shown Teamzy, just like Kemunto did with me today. She's like, Eric, I have some new people. Can you just come in and show them Teamzy? So here I am, just showing you this actually can be really easy. And it doesn't need to take very much of your time. That's the nice thing about it, is it frees up your time to just know that if you're doing this consistently, as Donna said, the key is consistently, it's going to cycle through all those relationships. You're not going to miss anybody. So anyway.
And can I make a comment, Eric?
Please.
And for me, honestly, like, it is really enriched my life with the relationships, not just the business alone. I come from a very big family. I have lots of nieces and nephews. I actually have all of them in Teamzy, and they are 5 stars because they are my family. So as I'm doing my business, I'm also having conversations with my family members and, you know, all that. So it's really enriched my life with just deepening my relationships with those that I love and the new people that I'm connecting with. It feels like a community more than just business. At first, it was really hard for me because I'm like, how am I having these conversations? I think the second boot camp around is when I was getting it. The first one, I was struggling. Yeah, right. Thank you.
And I know you wanted me to talk about the boot camp because we have like 2 days left on our discount. So let me just say one thing. You guys watching it, here's your number one action step is go get your free trial started at Teamzy. It's a free trial. We don't ask for a credit card or anything up front. You need to go do it. The challenge is if you're still here, I've been on with you guys. Oh gosh, we've been here for an hour. My goodness. If you're still here after an hour, then I know you're going to sign up for a free trial. The question is, will you do anything with it? Will you actually get contacts in? Will you actually use it? Do some DML? Will you figure out how to get the system going for yourself? And I hope you will. And we've got tons of resources on Teamzy for you. We've got a help center. I've got real live humans, no AI. they're GI, right? God-made intelligence. That will help you, that will get on a Zoom with you, that will hold your hand through anything you need. So those people are there to support you through your journey. But we do something a few times a year, which we call the Elite Business Bootcamp. And that's what Kemunto was referring to. She's done a few of them with me. Gosh, how many have you done with me? I don't know if she's with us at this moment, but she's done a few.
I think I've done 5.
5 boot camps. Okay.
Yeah.
So the boot camp is a 6-week, it's a 6-week course where we teach you the fundamentals and skills of relationship marketing. Okay. So everything from how to start conversations, how to have great conversations that are full of value for the person on the other end. We teach you how to engage them in conversation, how to transition to talking about your business, how to share your business with people. And we teach you how to follow up. We teach you how to overcome objections. We teach you how to plan your social media strategy. Again, some of you are social media mavens, and some of you are just like, I just need to do the basics. So we teach you the basics on social media. There's just tons of great specific courses. And the way it works is for 6 weeks, there's 2 courses each week They're 15, 20-minute training videos with a workbook where you can fill in your notes and there's fill-ins and things. So you get one on Monday, you get one on Wednesday. And then for that week, we implement that teach. Whatever we taught, we implement and we practice together. So the boot camp happens. We have a special Facebook group where we're in together, where we're interacting every single day. You have a success partner in the boot camp who helps hold you accountable. And then we expect you to comment every single day in the group that you did your Teamzy today. We want to see that accountability, right? Myself and the co-founder of Teamzy, Mike Lopez, we're in the group with you. We're co-leading and teaching these courses. So each week you learn a new skill, you apply it in your power hour. It's less than an hour a day throughout the whole boot camp. Boot camp sounds like you're working hard. You're just working smart, right? So it's less than an hour a day throughout the 6 weeks. It's actually 7 weeks because I added a secret week at the end. But the reason why I'm telling it to you today, that my goal wasn't to come sell boot camp, but Kemunto asked me to mention it because we're doing a Black Friday sale that goes through the end of this month where you could get $50 off boot camp. So any of you who are thinking, man, I do want to do this and I want to do it right, and I want to have guidance and coaching and accountability through those first couple of months of doing this, and I want to really set my year up strong, you might want to take advantage of that sale. The boot camp's going to be in January. Okay, so we're going to actually start it in January, but there is a pre-sale right now where you can get $50 off the boot camp. You also have an opportunity to get $50 off our leadership program, which is called Lead, which will be in March. So if you guys log into Teamzy, which I was logged in, let me show you. If you log into your Teamzy account, even on a free trial, you're going to see this right here, Black Friday deals. And you can click on that, and that'll take you over to this page where you can see those opportunities. Okay. So again, for those of you guys who are thinking, oh my gosh, this is for me, I really want to go for it, this is a great thing to commit for the new year. And you know that you're starting off your year right. Make sense? Okay. Any other questions, ahas, or thoughts?
Just one quick question on what I just saw there. It said boot camp 2.
Yes.
Why is it boot camp? It's starting in the new year, but it said boot camp 2. Are there successive boot camps, and a series has already started, and this is the second in the series, or why is it boot camp 2?
That's a good question. You know, what happened was we had done our boot camp for several years, and then we revamped it.
Mm-hmm.
And we called it Boot Camp 2. We just thought it was a
Oh,
cool brand. So this is the revamped boot camp.
okay. Okay.
Okay. So our original boot camp was 12 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, maybe I should have named it boot camp because 12 weeks is a long time. The reason I told you guys 12 weeks is when we hit quitting points in our life. And so I thought, you know, if I can hold people into an accountability group with me for 12 weeks, we'll actually go through those quitting points together, and we can show them that they have the power to keep going. And it was really powerful. And Kemunto, you did a 12-week boot camp, didn't you? Your first one. So the 12-week boot camps. But here's the truth of it. The truth of the matter is, more than half of the group, they didn't make it to 12 weeks. It was too long. There's too much life happening. So what we did was we compressed it to 6 weeks. We kept all the training, by the way. Instead of 1 a week, we do 2 a week now. We kept all the training, and we made it 6 weeks so that it had easier to do for start and finish. And it's still plenty to get people in the right habits. So that's kind of the background, Tricia, but that's why it's called Boot Camp 2.
Great. Thank you.
Yep. And the lead program, the leadership program, is a 4-week program. It's 1 month. And that is about building yourself as a leader in this business, becoming a better leader, or becoming a leader. You know, I don't believe that leaders are born. I believe they're made. I believe all of us have leadership abilities in us. And so it's a matter of being intentional about developing those skills out. Now, there are people who are naturally better at things than others, if that makes sense. You know, but overall, we're all leaders.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Thoughts?
The trial, the trial, is that for returnings as well, or just new folk?
It's just new folk that get the free trial.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it'll recognize you and just be like, okay, here you go, get restarted. But it's all good. You know what's cool though, Donna, is you're gonna find that your data is there still.
Yeah, that's the big thing, because I want to start from scratch.
Yeah, it's all there still. I mean, we have done, so it's almost 8 years that we've been with Teamzy. We've done one purge of data. We wait about till data's like 6 years old and untouched before we purge it.
Mhm.
So we haven't had to, and because people come back all the time. That's why.
Mhm.
We keep it securely for you. It's like you locked it away in one of those storage containers, you know. And when you come back, it's there for you, and then eventually we'll clear it out. But all right.
Thank you.
Okay, well, if there's no more questions, I'll say thank you, and God bless you. I appreciate the opportunity to present to you tonight.
Eric,
Eric,
it's a comment in the Zoom. Can you share? I guess some people don't know how to get the free link for that free trial.
Free trial. Yep, just teamzy.com/JP. Here, I'll write it in here.
and Eric, what is like the timeline for the boot camp?
The boot camp is starts in January. Hold on, let me pull up my calendar.
So is it like a certain time of the day that we would be doing it?
Oh, you do it whenever you want.
Okay.
The training unlocks at 4 a.m. East Coast time on Monday and Wednesday. You watch it whenever you want. And you comment in the group whenever you want. So it's on your own time. We just want you to connect into the group once a day. There are 2 live coaching sessions with myself, and those sessions will actually, we'll let you know when those are. But other than that, it's on at your own time, whenever your schedule permits.
Permits. Okay.
Typically the live calls will happen I know a lot of you are probably East Coast, right? So on the East Coast, it'd probably be like between 3 and 4 p.m. and we record them in case you can't get to it. But that varies. It just really depends on Mike and my schedule when we can do it.
Okay. All right.
That help? Yeah. So it's really flexible on time. The other thing is we go, we give you access to the boot camp for an additional 30 days after the end. And that's because if something happens where you miss a week or whatever, there's a wedding. I don't want to do it in February because I have a wedding to go to or whatever. It gives you that grace to kind of keep going at your own pace for a few weeks after, if you need to catch up.
And did you say what day it starts?
It starts on January. Hold on, let me pull it up right here. I think it starts on the 15th of January. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 15th is when we start. I didn't put it in my calendar, but
Eric, did you want to put the link there? So it's just easier.
sure.
Yeah, I'll copy it and send it to everyone.
That link is too weird looking. Hold on a second.
Thank you.
Let me get it up from my dashboard.
Some of us are the baby boomers, so we don't do too well with this. So we like a little hand holding. I'm just playing.
That's gonna get you there. Let's see here.
All right.
Well, they make enough baby boomer jokes about that, don't they?
We actually had in our last Juice Plus conference, we had Jason come and talk about the generational differences.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there. It was pretty enlightening. All right, I sent it to the group, guys. So
Yeah, so there it is, teamzy.com Black Friday. That's for the discounts. And again, you'll find that on the dashboard of Teamzy too. That special offer though, you guys, it expires at the end of November.
which is tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow, right? There's only 30 days in November. Yeah. So you've got through today and tomorrow. Again, not a it's not a high pressure thing. I'm not telling you got to do it by tomorrow or else. It's up to you, but it's an opportunity to save $50. So if you think you want to do it, I would jump on it. If you don't think you want to do it, that's okay. You can do the free trial. We can get you going on $19.95 a month. Easy peasy. We'll just get the DMO going. Sound good?
Thank you, Eric.
But I know that Kemunto wants some of you to go with her into boot camp and crush
It
January.
is so much fun when we are doing it together, holding each other accountable, right, Patricia?
Yep, that's right. That's
We
right.
still have our messenger Teamzy Bootcamp Success. I think like 4 of us. So we come there every now and then, but we know during bootcamp will be daily.
Yes, yes. The
So,
issue is consistency. That's
That's
all I
right.
see. That's it.
It is consistency, and there is nothing more important than our health, and that is the business you guys are in. So
Yeah.
I appreciate the time tonight. Have a great evening. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank
appreciate
you.
your
All right.
time, Eric, as always. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Eric.